Okay, so today I want to show you how to create your own drum library in Studio One, and I recorded my own samples together with Ben in the last drum sessions we did, and I really like to do my own samples because the music just gets more personal and sounds more like my own music, and I can tune the drums how I like them. I can hit them like I like it. And yeah, I'm just more identifying with the results, and it's really easy to do in Studio One, and I can show you today. So the first thing I had to do was to play the actual samples. And for example, these are individual strikes I played on the floor tom, and I played them from loud to silent. Yeah, and all this was done in a professional studio through an SSL console into Pro Tools. And now I have the files and can edit them the way I like. And what I did was, for the floor tom as an example, I just took this and I created a mix sample. Then I have it here. Then I can save it. I have to search for it. I can export it basically, and then I can make my own wave sample and load it into the sampler, which I can show you now. I use Impact in Studio One, and we can start with a fresh one first. So now I have all empty template, an empty template here, and I can just take a file, like for example, let's take bass drum. If I could find it here, and then I just take all of them, put them in here, and now I have to sort them silent to loud up here, because it will impact the velocity in which you program the drums. And if you start with the most silent one, you will get a silent sample when you put your hits in MIDI on the lowest velocity. So this is the loudest sample. I put it on at last. Yeah, now it's right. And the loudest sample is the one that gets played by default as well. And you can do this with all your instruments, and that's pretty much it. If you want to route your samples, you can just like put your routing in here from this stereo sign. I don't know really why, but that's it. And you can also I can show you a little trick. We go to our files, and when I say hi-hat open, for example, I have 3 samples here. I put them here. Now it's actually in the right order. And I want to program that a closed hi-hat will mute the open plate symbol. So I will go to hi-hat closed, where I have 2 samples of a closing hi-hat, where I close it with the foot, put it on that. Yeah, it's in the right order too. And then I select up here on choke, let's say 1. And here also, let's say 1. And now I can mute the hi-hat with the open hi-hat with the closed hi-hat, which I find helpful to program realistic drums. You can do this with cymbals as well if you want, like these choked cymbals. Sounds good and works really good. And now you would have a really dry template with unmixed samples, and you can, as I said, route them to individual channels, make your buses, make your FX channels, and just go nuts with it. And yeah, so I can show you 2 samples. I have like a very, very basic beat with some little like mixing. Sounds still a little bit robotic and stiff. It's definitely not perfect, and I should have recorded more samples than just 3 hits on the cymbals. Especially you need way more dynamics on that instrument, so I only recorded 3 hits, and I now, in hindsight, I would have recorded like 20 maybe. And yeah, so for the next session this is something I want to improve on. But so I created this song as a demo, and to show off a little bit what you can do with this easy setup, and that you don't have to spend like hundreds of euros for like a drum computer to still get a decent sound, maybe for demos or maybe even more. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and if you have any questions on this approach, or do you want to download the samples, I will put a link in the description and you can just get them for yourself and play around with it. I'm especially fond of the kick drum. I like it, and the snare drum. Maybe you get some use out of it. And please write in the comments if you do. And yeah, see you in the next segment, whatever. Bye.